For more on that, plus the effort to write DOGE's government cuts into law, we're going to bring in New Jersey Congressman and Republican Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. First, on this stopgap measure, do you think that the Republican conference in the House can get behind this effort? Because it looks like Democrats might not be giving you any votes to keep the government open next week.
Well, if the Democrats want to close government down, that's up to them. But I believe we will have the votes. I think the importance of it's going to be stressed by the president. And I think we have to follow the president's lead in this case. We do not want to close government down. At the same time, we're making major reforms, and these reforms take time, and they need to be done, as we're going to discuss, I think, in a few moments, carefully, as I have said, and of course the president is saying as well now, they need to be done with a scalpel rather than a sledgehammer. I think that's what we're going to do, and we're going to work through this. And in the interim, unfortunately, this is necessary as well. The president's going to make that clear, and I think the members of Congress are going to follow suit, at least on our side.
Do you think we're seeing a bit of or acknowledging a course correction here, and that we need a scalpel, that perhaps beforehand Elon Musk and DOGE were being a little too reckless with cuts?
I don't think so. You know, it's funny. There may have been some people in the administration that perhaps were being too aggressive, but the president, and let me say this, and I have been on the same page. I've spoken to the president about this no less than 3 times, one-on-one, individually with him, and he has made it clear, and he has said it to you all, to the media. He does not want to hurt, and I don't want to hurt, Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. They are where there is waste, fraud, and abuse in any of it. That's harmful, real waste, fraud, and abuse, and that should be taken care of. Because when there's waste, fraud, and abuse, there are that much less resources for those that really deserve them. That's what I want everybody to understand. When you have blatant abusive waste, fraud, and abuse, people who deserve Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid, our seniors, our veterans, all those people that we think of, our military, they get less because we're wasting money elsewhere. We don't need to have transgender opera in Colombia. We don't need to have the Taliban using our money to buy condoms. We don't need to have the Muppets and Sesame Street in Iraq. I mean, this stuff is so bizarre and so wasteful, and there's tons of it. That's the stuff we need to go after. Also, we need to go after the stuff in Washington, in the districts, in the United States of America. In most of our states, there are many good federal workers who we really applaud for the work they do. So that's why a scalpel.
You know, you look and you turn now to the tariff issue. The president is saying you might have to bear with me here. How long do you think that people in the U.S., that people in your district are going to be willing to bear with the president if prices go up?
Well, first of all, nothing bad has happened yet. Second of all, under our previous president, Joe Biden, prices went up a lot on everything. And it wasn't a tariff issue. And there was no reason for that. That was just bad governing and bad government. You know, it is ironic, and maybe hypocritical is even the better word, that, you know, we have people on the left that are so concerned about the environment and our air and our water, and so am I, and so are Republicans. They're so concerned about that, and they want to stop all production of any fossil fuel energy. Yet, when it comes to tariffs, they want to buy all their goods and services from countries like China that are belching out all kinds of pollutants into the atmosphere. They want to buy their goods and services from countries that use slave labor at times, underpay the people who work in their factories, and are using child labor. It's unbelievable. And that doesn't bother them. That's okay. All President Trump is saying here is it's been unfair. And the trade agreements that China and other countries have negotiated with the United States of America, in some cases, have been blatantly unfair. Why is it okay to be unfair to America? Why do we have trade agreements where American goods get hurt and American products aren't bought? That's not right. So he's trying to, number one, level the playing field. And real quickly here, second thing that he wants to do is he's negotiating. He's negotiating to make sure we stop that flow of fentanyl. He's negotiating to make sure that we get better deals. He knows what he's doing with this, and Congress should stand behind him. I do. It may be a little bumpy at first. All of this, by the way, may be a little bumpy at first, but it's going to get better, and at the end of the day, it'll be good.
All right, Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.